What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So the custom Kratos I had, the one on the Ogre, is officially sold. It, was shipped out today. I know a lot of you guys liked that statue. It is a great custom. However, at the end of the day, I don't need it because I do prefer the Prime one like way more. I prefer the Prime one in terms of likeness, the paint style, the sculpt. It just looks more like the video game in me, where that one was, a little more like the likeness wasn't as good, and I didn't really like the red paint app the way it was done. It was too subtle, and I like the more Prime one or the bust look. That's more accurate in my opinion. And so I had a buyer, so I sold it, got all my money back that I paid, plus made like $60. But it's gone. I think it's for the best. If I'm going to get another Kratos, it needs to be Prime 1. Prime 1, God of War Ragnarok, if that's ever actually made. And I do want to get eventually another young Kratos now. I'm a huge fan of this Kratos. Now, technically, this one is sold. It's on payment plan. However, I'm getting another one. I'll get it in 2 weeks. And so this one is the original prototype. It's sold, going to a buddy of mine. It'll be not shipping for a few months. We're doing a payment plan. But I sold it to him, and I bought myself another one just, so we'll get that. Because I always want to have this piece of my collection, even though I've bought and sold it 4 times now. I don't know if I'll sell this next time. But who knows? Goodness. Anyways, look at little Gizmo biting daddy. So, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to move Devil May Cry over here. I was, trying a few things out, because here's the thing. I'm going to get V. I actually was thinking I potentially could fit him in a display like this garage shelf. If you move him back there and put it here. However, it does start to block Nero and Virgil gets a little blocked by Dante. So it's not quite as good. I was thinking of doing the zigzag pattern. Now, I like the way it did Witcher. It does obviously have some blocking, but it doesn't bug me. I need to see how it looks. Because if I can fit V here, then I'll just leave Devil May Cry here. However, if I get V and I'm like, you know what, it's way too cluttered, I don't like it, we'll move it here, because then we gain that extra space right here. I'd probably actually put Virgil here due to the way his pose is and everything, and then do maybe V, Dante, and Nero. But I do eventually want to, do that display. I would, funny thing is, I've never seen a single collector with the V statue. And the only time you even see it, not a promo photo, is at a Prime 1, event, or their unboxing video. And I think that statue looks really good. First off, I love V in the game. Enjoyed playing him, like his personality and everything about him. The base is sick, similar to this design. But then it also has the panther and the bird. I don't know what bird that is. It's not an eagle, but maybe a falcon. But it comes with the 2 animals plus V with all his tattoos and the book he reads from. So it's just there's so much going on. It's such a cool looking statue. It's one of the statues I never bought from this line, and so I did want to go ahead and get it. So yeah, we're gonna get V. It'll be a while probably before I get it, but we're gonna get V. And should we move Devil May Cry over here, then we'll just move this display over there. Or I was even thinking of lowering Resident Evil, and for now doing Uncharted and Tomb Raider above with that Kratos. I've been thinking up a few things. I was actually even thinking of doing those two, not with Kratos, because as you see, Kratos, it's too spacious. I was thinking of doing Jin Sakai with that display. And as I'm still thinking on that anime display, I got the Vegeta bust arriving probably next week. It officially hits 1 month in transit today. It was shipped FedEx. So I'm thinking it's going to hit customs over the next few days, and I'll receive it next week. And the day I get that is the day I'll know if I'm going to do the anime shelf. Legit, I will know. And it comes down to 2 things, really. How does it look right here? And is it better than that? If it's better than that, it's a go time, folks. We're definitely doing the anime shelf. If it's not as good as that, we're going to sell it. Now, I think it'll look good here. I think it'll look good. Yes, the handles stick out, but considering the location, it would... Oh, God. Power just went out. And power back on. I hate when that happens. It always resets my PS5 and turns off all my, air purifiers. Stupid Rocky Mountain Power. And they just raised our electricity by 30%. Can you believe that? Jupiter. God, I lost my train of thought. So Vegeta bust. If it's as good as this, we'll keep it. If it's better, of course, we'll keep it. If it's not as good, we'll sell it, and then we'll forego it. Then we'll sell Tanjiro. But if it's as good, we have to figure out, how we're going to, do it. Like, what are we going to have to forego to make it so we can, put the video game display... I mean, theoretically, I could sacrifice my Zelda display, line. I already have a buyer for my Dream Studios Adult Link, and I could just keep my one custom. I got a buy right now for $12.50 on Dream Studios Adult Link. So I'd make like $500, and then I'd also sell my Ganondorf pre-order and probably make $100 or $200 off that. And then I could put out in the hallway Laura and those two. And then I could do Uncharted, Jin Sakai in a shelf. And I mean, I could just... It does get a little tricky if we do the anime shelf, especially if we get God of War Ragnarok. That's where it's like, unless we sell MK14, I just don't know how I would do it. There are some statues I could sell. Like, I could sell the Neo statue. I could sell that Lara Croft. I'm not selling Witcher, Devil May Cry, Halo Gears, anything top shelf outside that Kratos half scale. But Last of Us, if we put it right here, you could do Clicker Bus with just Last of Us 1. Ellie and Abby do not take up an entire shelf. So I'd be more so tempted to just keep them top shelf next to Clicker Bust, move this over and lower that. I guess if you lowered this here, lowered that there, put those two and Tomb Raider out in the hallway, moved Devil May Cry there, you scoot this over, and you could do Last of Us 1, Clicker Bus, Last of Us 2, and you could definitely fit Kratos and or probably Uncharted actually up there, and I guess Kratos on that white shelf. But let me think. You still have Jin Sakai and Bloodborne. Yeah, that's where things just get really tricky. You know what I mean? That's why doing an anime shelf is just going to be really hard on me. I feel like the only way to truly do it is to sell MK14. And I just don't know if I can have it in me to do that as well. Jupiter decisions. I wish I could do it somewhere else. We'll see once I get that Vegeta bust. But most likely... Oh, God, I love that Vegeta bust, too, based off photos. This is the tough decision, folks, when you have to sell statues you love because you just run out of space. Now, one thing I have been thinking of is... Some of these statues are not very tall, like Resident Evil. I could totally build a 3-tier shelf and create space. Especially if we did it right here. You build this basically like this. And, you could still do the anime shelf. And also even probably just do Zelda. Zelda. I'd have to see. I mean, the Vegeta actually would hit. So think about it this way. So right now you have Tanjiro there. Right there you can fit 28-inch tall statues. So you could fit Zelda down there. Zelda, Tanjiro with... I mean, we would definitely get the Naruto by Iron Kite. And you do have space for at least one more at that point. I'd have to see the space after I do that, and then it'd be Vegeta bust with KD Goku versus Vegeta. So that display could go right here. Boom. This display, God of War is not super tall. It's only 28 inches. You know, so you'd have to put shorter statues underneath. Like that line, if you'd remove that. So you could do that, boom. Although I could also do Resident Evil 2 in the mid shelf because it's only 2 feet tall. So you do that, Resident Evil 2, and then the very top shelf, you know, you could do Uncharted and Kratos, Tomb Raider. Let me think as well what else we got. If it's a 3-tier shelf, so you go 1, you could do 2 and 3. That opens up this space. Jupiter, would this even be enough? Well, you'd have to move some statues out in the hallway. In that case, you'd move those 2 to lower horizon. Then you could do clicker display. Eventually you'll have God of War Ragnarok. It might work in that, way. I think a 3-tier shelf here would be the only way to do the anime shelf and keep all my video game statues I want. I think that's the only way to do it. You gotta build a 3-tiered shelf. You'd probably have to move this Kratos because, of course, a 3-tier of this would be going up and then hit. So that would have to be moved. The problem with the 3 tiers, the moment you put something here, it's also blocking anything you put there. So it's kind of annoying to do a 3-tier shelf right here. It'd actually work better to make that a 3-tiered shelf. Theoretically, you could build this entire wall as a 3-tiered shelf. That would work better for not blocking stuff. And then you'd have to, do Kratos bust clicker here. This piece is so freaking tall, and if you want to display it like this, you need that depth of the window well. So that one is tricky, especially if you were to do a 3-tier shelf there. Like, that would be a hard one. I don't know. You'd have to do some short statues underneath, and most of the video games are not that short. That might have to go, just displayed over here. Nevertheless, that is one potential option. What do you guys think? A 3-tiered wall here. Now, some of these statues are quite tall, but as you can see, there's a lot of space right here. Boom. That's a lot of space there, a lot of space there, there, tons of height space, especially above Ellie and Abby. So I think utilizing height space might be my best bet. As far as shorter statues, the shortest we got is Witcher, this, Ellie and Abby, Resident Evil 2, Zelda's, so it could work. We may have to do that. Just build a 3-tiered here. So only this side and this side is standard height. This is a 3-tier. And then we'd have to move Kratos bust right here. Clicker would just stay there. I wouldn't be able to fit the entire Kratos. I could do Kratos inside the 3-tier just right here. Kratos busts. And then I'd probably not do Last of Us 2. I'd probably just do God of War Ragnarok and Last of Us 1 with the 2 busts. And then do that and that in this 3-tiered shelf. That would absolutely work. That doesn't take up a full shelf as well. You could totally put other statues with it. So definitely something to consider. We'll decide this once we get the Vegeta bust. When we get it, we'll decide, is it worth all the hassle? I don't even have enough material to build 3-tiered shelves. I would have to buy at least one garage shelf to get the tools I would need to make it work. And then, of course, remove all these statues and build it up. And I'd want to make it probably the same height as this one, because this one gives you a good amount of height per shelf. It can fit 30-inch plus tall statues right here, like 28-inch tall, and here 32-inch tall. So you could fit good-sized statues inside. It would fit pretty much every statue but him. He's too tall. He's the only one that would not fit. Also, Laura's really tall as well, so she would not be one you'd want inside. Maybe she could fit top shelf. But yeah, that's kind of just what's been going on in the mind right now, folks. You know, Kratos is sold. I do not regret it. Although I will say we need to sell this one. So if anyone is interested in this one, please contact me. You know, we'll sell for $250. Owner's selling this for $650 plus $140 shipping. No, it's not worth that. You guys saw my video. I ranked it 6 out of 10. It's a good piece, but there's lots of QC issues. He didn't, do a lot of things like I said. I was able to get the blue logo in. I used a hair dryer, got it in. I glued back the red one. But if anyone's interested, $250 for this guy. Don't want him in the collection. Just a lot of bad juju between me and what happened with him. So I just don't want his work in my collection anymore. So yeah, if anyone wants that, please contact me. I have no use for that anymore. Anyways, folks, let me know what you guys think. In terms of statues arriving this upcoming week, like I said, Vegeta bust, Darkseid bust, if Resin GK can ever have DHL pick it up. It's been 2 weeks since I've had DHL tracking, so that's getting real annoying. We did get the Shenron Dragon shipped, which is cool. So those will be that's a month out. But most likely, yeah, Vegeta bust, and if Darkseid bust is picked up, then those will be the two statues arriving this next week. Anyways, folks, I'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.